something about my life and every single chain and my diamond rings. The way you
Hi. So, I am back. After my failed attempt with Vlogmas, I think, yeah, whenever I went home, that's when I stopped filming Vlogmas. I kind of sort of did some whenever I went home, but for the most part, that's whenever I stopped. And even though it only got, I think, up to like day 10 or so, I was still filming. So like there are so many videos that I was like in the middle of editing that just never. So I did probably up until like 18 or 19, and then I just stopped editing at that point. So that's that hot mess. But I am coming back to you today to just summarize my January, my first month of the year. See if I made my goals, what were some of my goals, things like that, as well as some of the things that were my favorites for the month. So, the resolution, let's work out, lose weight, whatever. So I did start that cycle again. At the start of the month, I'll just go ahead and put my weight out there. I was 244 pounds. I haven't weighed myself yet. Today is just the first day of February, but later today I will insert that. So that might be part of a whole other video in and of itself, or I'll insert it somewhere. But that's where I started off my year. I want to lose about 70 pounds to start off with. I know that's not going to happen overnight. The way I behaved last month, it's definitely not happening like that. So I just need to work a little bit better on how I am conducting myself. One of my goals was to work out despite the weather. I did do that one time last month. It was like raining really bad. I had just gotten off work, and I was just like, you need to go home. And then I was like, but how much have you worked out though? So I went ahead and worked out. I go to Planet Fitness in the next town over, but to persuade me a little bit better, I've gotten used to the fact that I know that I need to have my gym stuff in the car. So I have about like 3 outfits, if not in my bag, randomly in my car, so that I can go there and right after work, because usually I get off I'll get off at midnight, and I'll leave from my job and go there rather than going home. One, it helps keep my car warm because it is winter, and then two, it's just easier if I don't stop off at home. So in total, I only worked out 4 times last month, unfortunately. I was actually going to go work out after work today, but by the end of my shift, I just had this like pressing headache. Still had this pressing headache. I had a high bun earlier, so I think the weight of my hair was just a little bit too much. So I will go in. I go in work at 4, so I'll try and go at like 10 or so, maybe a little bit earlier, and do that today, just so that I am building a habit of going, I wouldn't say every day, but most days. Most days. That's one of my goals for February, is to go most days. Last month I had set a number of 16 to justify paying $21 a month for this gym membership that I'm not using to the best of my capabilities. So I think I'm still gonna stick at that number of 16 trips at least. That way I can justify spending that much. And the only reason really why I did choose to do the 21 membership, well, it ended up being a benefit, but one was in case I did travel home. I do know that there are Planet Fitness facilities back home, as well as up north where my uncle is. And so if I'm going up there for extended trips, I can plan to work out. We'll address that later, and not in this video. And the other benefit too, so recently, so I was going a little bit more regularly towards the middle of last year, and always after work, so 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2, and doing it that way. But then I guess not a lot of people were coming in at the hour. I know not a lot of people were there whenever I was there, so they took away the 24-hour, 24/7 thing. So it is Monday through Friday. I think it stops at 9 p.m. on Friday. It's open. So from 12 a.m. Monday till 9 p.m. on Friday night, it's open all day, every day. And so then on Saturdays and Sundays, it's open for 12 hours. That's a benefit because I can go to facilities, I think maybe an hour away, not necessarily right now, but if I was pressed and I was like, I really need to go work out, I have the option of going to a facility a little bit further away, like 45 minutes away, and I can work out there. And I know if I drove 45 minutes, I'd work out for like an hour and a half or more. So, just to justify that drive. I am a night owl, if you haven't guessed. So there's that. So overall, I would like to have worked out a little bit more, but I'm still glad I did make it out those times, because there were so many times I just wasn't doing it like at all. So I need to have more dedication, but I am proud of myself at this point. I meal prepped. So unfortunately, this is gonna be like the series of unfortunate events. I meal prepped some fish and some chili. So I had chili, lasagna, and fish. So I'm working on eating at home a little bit more. I have the skills to cook, but I just need to be more consistent with it. And I have taken those meals to work, not the fish, because I know not to stink up the workplace. But it has helped carry me through the course of my shift, rather than snacking on something or another that might be there, or something else that someone brings in, or or something that I might be given during the duration of my shift, because there's food everywhere. That's one thing like I've begun to notice, is that people at work love food, and I don't know if that's because they don't eat at home or they don't like what their wife cooks at home or a significant other, but I don't want to be paid to eat. I mean, like, I do a mukbang if that was something I wanted to do, but yeah, I mean, and you can't have you can't be judgmental about people's weight situations when you keep bringing cupcakes in every single week. Like, I don't understand, and that affects their medical bills. So you can't have healthy workers if you keep bringing in the cupcakes. But that's a whole other thing. So I'm doing a little bit better about cooking for myself, which I'm proud at. I need to do better, just because I go back and forth between, I don't want to make dishes, so like chili, lasagna, whatever, and I don't make enough of singular items to have a meal. I'm just rotating so my foot will be warm. So I fall into the trap of making chili, making spaghetti, making tikka masala, like all that, and then I get tired of it. So one of the things that I did whenever I made my chili was, I think I did 1.5 cups. I bought these like trays, and I might insert a picture here or video of my food. But I got these trays, so it's from Walmart. It's divided into 2. And so I filled the larger portion with, I think, 1.5 cups of chili. And then I had the singular portions, and I think I put 3 cups in each of those. I had 2, and I froze those. And I think if I make more of dishes and things like that, that would be a lot more helpful. So in 2 weeks I can thaw out one of those and my meal will be prepped, and that way I don't get tired as much, because I fall into the issue like I did with the fish, and some of them I did have to throw out, and it was different types of fish too. I get into the rut of, I cooked it, but I'm over it, so I want something else. And that's like where I was getting to with the lasagna. I think I've finished it. I hope I have, because I legit ate like 2 portions of the lasagna yesterday just to get rid of it. Like, that's how over it I am. And it's not like it's bad lasagna, even though it was my second time making it, but I just get over the food. I watch a lot of videos where people eat the same grilled chicken, same broccoli, same rice, same quinoa, same Caesar salad, like all day, every day for 5 months, and I'm just like, I cannot. Like, I'm more of the, okay, I'll make chicken, but I'll have chicken Alfredo, I'll have chicken fajitas, I'll have just chicken on the side and like 2 other sides, I'll have fried chicken, chicken stir fry, like something. I can't just make like one thing for forever. But also my thing is I don't buy meat, so I bought a lot of fish, not a lot, but a couple packages of fish, and that's about all that I'll buy. I did have some chicken sausage and I ate those, but I just try not to buy meat for my house as much as possible. I'll buy it if I'm cooking for somebody else. Like if someone asks me, hey, make me jambalaya, I'll get like sausage and stuff for that. But just me and my house, I'll get shrimp, or I mean I'll get sausage too, but like hamburger, even ground turkey, ground chicken, like unless I'm making something specific where I haven't rerouted the recipe to accommodate something else instead of meat, I'll get meat. But 9 times out of 10 I don't cook with meat. Like I don't even remember the last time I bought bacon. Yeah, or turkey bacon even. So I just need to get better with meal prepping. I think before I go to sleep, because it is, oh, it's only 2:30. Before I go to sleep, I might write down some ideas of what I want to eat. I'll probably go shopping Monday, maybe. We'll see how much money I still have. But I'll finish up what I can in the house, and then Monday, which is my next day off, I'll try and come up with some recipes and things like that. Also, I need to start buying healthy snacks. I bought Oreos pudding cups, the larger pudding cups for like adult size snacking, and like a whole bunch of other irrelevant things. Like I bought a thing of like a half loaf of cinnamon swirl bread just to have cinnamon swirl toast. So I need to just be more conscious of what I'm snacking on, because like I legit went through like 4 pieces in one setting, and then I'm pretty sure I went back for like 3 more slices of bread for toast. So I need to just be more conscious of that, and if it's something like crunch that I'm looking for, buying carrots, or if it's something sweet, buying fruit, and compensating my my taste buds like that. I also want to do more smoothies. I have a NutriBullet, but I want to say it's dull, and I have a Target gift card from like forever ago from my sister that I haven't used yet. So I want to see how, like, look at the pricings and see how much a new blender would be. I keep going back and forth between the like IQ, I want to say NutriBullet, or the TechSmart Ninja. The one that I have, I want to say, is like 600 watts, so it's like the very basic first version of the NutriBullet. So I want to upgrade, and I've had this one for probably 4 years now. Yeah, probably 4 years now. So I just need to do better with that. Moving on from weight stuff, I always have like a year-long playlist, so I think I link that in the bottom of every video, but most definitely I'll link that down here. but a couple of the songs that I really like so far this year, one is Juice, and that is by Lizzo. I didn't mean to play that. But she is a very beautiful woman. But it's just a carefree song. And I want to say I was just searching through the new releases and came across it on Spotify. I love Spotify. Spotify is the best thing ever. I haven't even used Apple Music yet because they keep like trying to deny me with the student discount. Even when I was a student, like, they need to figure out their lives. But I've been using Spotify for like 7 years now, like a really long time, and I love it. So I was on there, found this song, love it. Also on my list, I have Seven Rings. Now, usually for me, Ariana Grande songs are a hit or miss. Like Thank You Next, literally the only reason why I like that song is because of the Black Panther parody version. That's literally the only reason why I like that song. But some of her songs, especially last year, were not my favorite. Like God is Woman. There was another one she had out like at the start of the year that I really didn't care for last year. I mean, maybe not start of the year, but maybe like summertime. But I like the flow of Seven Rings. Until I saw like the stuff about people talking about how it sounds like Soulja Boy, which I'm pretty sure people are really saying because of his memes. It sounds like that kind of, and I was thinking like maybe old school-ish T.I. kind of flow to it, but overall I like the song. And the other one that I liked is Look Back at It. A Boogie with the hoodie, so I can be young and hip, even though I'm like 26 years old, still young. But I like that song. I like the flow, I like the sound. It's the flow is just very electric sounding, but the lyrics are there too. But yeah, so that was the music that I like. Despite the controversy around him right now, I liked Chris Brown's song Undecided. That one's pretty decent, but we won't discuss all of that. Books for this year, for the month of January. So I finished Becoming by Michelle Obama at the start of the month. I think like a couple days into it. It was really good. I really liked it. Like, that book made me like understand Michelle a little bit better, like just love her so much more. She's just such, like, the fact that her and Barack have had this like long distance relationship the entire time only makes like the presidency kind of make sense for their relationship. Like, they probably had more time away from each other mostly than like what stage they are in now. And even with that, they're still traveling and doing book tours and things like that. So I find it very cute that they stopped at one point, found each other, but then continued to move, because I think that's the kind of relationship I would want. Just because I know I want to travel. I understand some people might be more homebodies, but so long as you have my back and I have your back and we're all like understanding, it should be good. So relationship goals, like to the T. But the other book that I read, and these are all audiobooks, because I don't have time to read. And I really like audiobooks. I tend to get through books faster, unless it's Harry Potter. I tend to get through books faster using audiobooks than anything else, any other platform, especially e-readers. I hate reading ebooks. It's the worst. The other book that I read was King of the Dance Hall by Nick Cannon. I want to say that this was his debut as an author. I remember hearing about the movie, and I'm not sure if the book came first or the movie came first, but it reads like a typical Nick Cannon movie, if that makes sense. And I don't know if that's because Nick Cannon is reading it and you could just see him being the main character or what, but I don't think it was bad for Nick Cannon, and not saying anything against Nick Cannon, but for Nick Cannon and this being his, I want to say, first book, I thought it was pretty decent. Could it have developed a little bit better? Yeah. Could there have been a more lengthy timeline? Yeah. But overall, it was pretty decent and I enjoyed it. I want to say it came out last year, but I'm not, like I said before, I'm not sure if the movie came first or if the book came first, but it was a decent read. And then the next book that I read, and I just literally finished this 2 days ago, I want to say 2 or 3 days ago, is Lethal White by Robert Galbraith, whatever, J.K. Rowling. And this is the 4th book, I want to say, in the Cormoran Strike series. I liked it, and I know, or I feel like a lot of people are gonna have issue with the pace of it, because the pace was just slow as a snail. And that's nothing against J.K. Rowling, but compared to the previous books in the series, it's just, they seem to be quicker to get to the action and not just like rolling out things. Like, and I guess my frustration with Corman, this, and I'm probably not saying that properly, inserts pronunciation, but my frustration with him in this book was the fact that towards the end he had this whole thing, meanwhile he's the main character, and we didn't see the development of this theory. We had no inkling to the development of this theory. He just has this theory and he's trying to get Robin to expand her thinking, open her mind to the possibilities for this theory. And I'm just like, how the hell did we get here? Because and I don't know if that's me not paying attention as closely as I could have been or what, but I was just like, well, what is it? What is it? and I was about as frustrated as Robin was. The ending, just because of my guesses in the beginning, I was surprised at the outcome, but in thinking about it, it kind of sort of made sense. But I feel like it was a safe conclusion. Trying not to spoil it for anybody, but I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to more, hopefully. One thing I didn't realize was I never read the I forget what it's called, but it's the first book that she wrote, non-Harry Potter, before she decided to use this pseudonym for this series. So I want to read that book. Not this month per se, but it's on my list. Just looking at the books that I have so far, and I started listening to this last month, but I just never got around to it. The Story of the Last Black Cargo by Zora Neale Hurston. That's one book that I have. Full Moon by Lincoln Child. I want to say this is a series, but I'm not sure, and I hope that this is like the first one. I use Overdrive for my audiobooks, so that's just, if you have a library card, if you have a friend with a library card, you can, per library card, download 5 audiobooks, and those books are generally good for like 24 days, or 21 days rather. And you can adjust that setting in your profile thing or whatever. But you can like stack up some library cards. Like I was using my county's library system, which is like the Illinois system, and then I was also using the local college library system too. My dad, he uses, I don't think he uses the county that he lives in, but he has a library card for the next county over, library card for the county after that, and then he has a library card for where his job is, that county. I want to say he uses his student library card or university library card, and I think there's another university that he links into, and I enjoy reading that way. Usually when I drive home, that's like a decent trip, about 15 hours or so, so that's a good book, almost book, that I could read within that time frame. So it's just easier to use the audiobooks. And I do have Audible, and that's what I was using to listen to Lethal White, but $14 for a book compared to free for 5 books plus more, depending on how fast you listen to them. It just weighs out to have the Overdrive. And the only reason why I have Audible right now, which I'm going to cancel after this month, is because I was watching someone's YouTube video, and I think the discounted price was $6 a month for 3 months. And so this month, within like the next couple days, is going to be my 3rd month, because I did this in December. It's gonna be my 3rd month. So then after I buy the book, whatever book it is. Ooh, Jesus. I will cancel this subscription. But also on Audible. Oh, Jesus. Whew. I have Invisible Man, a novel by Ralph Ellison. The President is Missing by Bill Clinton and James Patterson. I'm actually really looking forward to The President is Missing. I think my dad listened to that one and it was pretty decent. Over the holiday break, my dad and I listened to the Trevor Noah book. I think he had started that and we finished it together. And then we were also listening to the Joe Biden and Obama book as well, and I really like those two. So, but I'm not sure if I'll get to Invisible Man this month, but I will definitely read The President is Missing. I want to do that closer to the middle of the month. Oh my god, with these freaking hiccups. But yeah, I really want to listen to The President is Missing. But my first priority is the Barracoon. Barracoon, and I don't think that it's too long of a book. Yeah, so it's like only 4 hours. It's not even that long, so I should be able to finish that shortly. Hopefully by like the 11th, I want to say. And I know that that's like very lenient, but I don't think that I could, or I'm going to listen to this story in one setting. Like, I feel like I'll listen to parts. Oh my gosh. I will listen to parts and then go back and forth with another book. Trying to think what else happened last month. Nothing significant happened. I was going to have this opportunity, but I decided against it. It just wasn't fitting into my current timeline, so unfortunately I had to let that go, but hopefully something else will come shortly this month and we can talk about it. And that's not me being mysterious, that's me being patient, one, and two, also just wanting to make sure that things aren't misinterpreted. But yeah, so I will keep y'all posted, let you know how like more in depth what I thought about these books. I kind of, sort of, maybe ish, but I do. I have another channel that I will do more of like entertainment things on, but I will review those those things. So like the movies that I saw last month. The Favorite, Vice, which was scary but entertaining because it was about Dick Cheney and the his hijack of the Bush presidency. Glass, which I thought was good. And On the Basis of Sex, which made me cry at the end. Which I knew I was going to cry at the end anyway. So I don't know why I was surprised. Yeah. And also, I might go over my Netflix on it channel as well. So mostly movies, but things that I watched last month. But yeah, so stay tuned. Like I've said before, this is a mixture channel, so one thing you probably won't see is makeup. I might do makeup, but never a tutorial. Just me talking and just so happen to be putting on makeup, so never that. Slight hair tutorials maybe. Art projects definitely. Conversations, of course. And life lessons. So if you're here for any of that, or if you want to see some of my reviews on entertainment type things like movies and YouTube shows, I'll link that below. But if you do like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.